The good news about relationships is that they normally fail not because of overall problems, but because couples can't communicate properly. And the great thing about communication is these are skills that can be learned. What you need to understand is whether you're in a low conflict relationship where everybody's actually avoiding arguments and shoving all the important stuff under the carpet and it never gets solved, or you're actually in a high conflict relationship where you're arguing so much and the anxiety is so high you can't actually listen to each other. Because what we're aiming for is to actually be assertive. And being assertive is not being bossy, as it's given a rather bad reputation. It's about actually saying, I have a right to express my needs and to ask for things, but, and you have to remember with assertiveness that your partner has rights too, and your partner has the right to say no. And you've both got the right to be listened to. So what you've actually got to do is you need to learn to sort of build agreement. And so into the argument, you've got to sort of effectively put some sort of bridge building kind of statements. You have to say things like, you've got a good point there. And yes, I understand that. And yes, I can see what you mean by that. You need to look at the things that you do agree on so that your partner knows, they can't read your mind, that actually you like part A of their solution, but you're not quite so certain on part B. You also need to be aware that you might not have all the answers, that sometimes your partner might be actually right, and you also have to be prepared to be flexible. But if you build in these positive things, they sometimes can just be holding each other's hands and looking into each other's eyes, so that there's some positive strokes and positive forms of communication. You can actually begin to build agreement rather than trying to beat your partner, because actually if there's something in the change for both of you, that has a much greater chance of sticking.